In. We got a Mayday report from someone who said that this trucker said, this is no joke. Huge movement of heavy artillery, tanks, rocket launchers, ground to ground, ground to air, in and around Alexandria, Virginia, and D.C. His friend is on a secret move, the same as the above huge heavy artillery from New Jersey, Connecticut to upstate New York. The trucks assigned, 20 of them, will be moving this stuff for 2 to 3 weeks to upstate New York once they enter the convoy. They have no idea where they're going to go. Where they end up is where they're going to go. They were told, someone told him, this stuff is being distributed in areas to protect the population. His other friend is trucking rocket boosters from California to from Colorado to California, Colorado to Louisiana, and Cape Canaveral. One trucker went through the Mojave Desert. FEMA was everywhere on the trip back to California. LA had gone through Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, heard every 2 hours, prepare for a catastrophic event. Now, I'm not quite sure where that was coming from, but prepare for a catastrophic event. Food, water, two-way radio. Families should have a meeting point. Their company hauls containers for military. Truckers notice containers painted being trucked by the military that don't normally do it. They usually use civilian cargo. Also hearing that there are some delivery businesses, I'm not going to mention which one, is being used to cart things that are military related, and they're in sealed containers. Flatbeds are delivering to various locations, the heavy artillery, tanks, rocket launchers, and flatbeds. Trucker at Flying J's, Joppa, Missouri. FEMA was everywhere, stopping for 10-hour rest periods, told to leave by emergency personnel. FEMA was everywhere. Many of these shipments are going to armories. Something is up, guys, and if anyone has any more information, please provide. This trucker is hyperventilating and says this is for real. We also received another report. Lots of troop maneuvers, especially in Tennessee. It's not just truckers, it's trains also. Trains are hauling heavy artillery, everything from amphibious vehicles, Humvees, rocket launcher tanks. That was in Ohio this past week. There have been truckloads after truckloads of personnel carriers. One truck stop was full of a probably 4-mile-long convoy carrying everything imaginable, potable water, fuel. He said it was an organized movement with road dogs, signs, people directing them where they could park. So there you got it, ladies and gentlemen. They're not kidding, and they're serious about what they're seeing on the road, and we're going to encourage the truckers to email us at thepowerhour@thepowerhour.com or call us at 573-378-6049, 573-378.
Police have, as you said, just this year in 2011, received $500 million in surplus military weaponry from the Pentagon, which is authorized through the Pentagon's 1033 program. During the late 70s, Congress passed legislation called Posse Comitatus, barring the military from operating on American soil. And in the early 80s, there was an effort to circumvent that in Congress by arming police with military-grade weaponry. And now we're seeing that play out in the streets. People in the inner city in the U.S. have been experiencing this since the 80s, and now middle-class Americans in the Occupy movement are facing not only pepper spray, but things like the LRAD sound cannon, the long-range acoustic device, which can blast your cranium with 140 decibels, shaking your skull so hard even earplugs won't stop it. And as I reported for Al Akhbar English, this weapon has been tested on Palestinians in the occupied West Bank by the Israeli army. So civilians in the U.S. are now up against basically military-style policing.